Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. We are playing immediately after the release of the 1.3 patch, which has apparently fixed quite a few things. We're in Sasau still, and it's rather early in the morning. Plan for today, after I've just checked my nourishment, which is fine, energy and health, that's all fine, is to start trying to pick up the main quest again. I'm going to head down to Rattay first and check in at the mill. We'll maybe do some hunting or collecting on the way, and we'll use Rattay as a place to sell any goods that we can gather. I'll also like to chat with Captain Bernard to see if we can get some training, because my swordsmanship has basically not been used at all. I think if I'm going to pick up the main quest again, I'm going to need to spend a little time on my swordsmanship. So we may do some sword training with him. For the moment, our path is going to take us pretty much southward. We'll go... Actually, there's that path through there, but we need to cross the river up here. So I'm going to follow this path round to the right, through the forest, across the river. We'll go into Leditchko, through Leditchko to the south, and down to our mill. So quite a long ride we've got ahead of us here. One thing I should probably check before we set off properly is that I've got enough arrows, which I'll just do in a second after I've collected a couple of herbs here. Let's just quickly check my arrows. I've got 2 of those, 30 of those, and 1 of those. Plenty of arrows. Let's get back on horse. And I should have the bow armed. Yep. They have apparently improved the long distance visual loading, the LOD range, so we'll perhaps get the chance to see how that looks now. I'm hoping they've got rid of some of the pop-in that we had previously. The patch notes indicated that that was the case. So we turn right, we'll go through the forest here. And I will just take it relatively easy in case we spot wildlife close to the roadside that we can shoot. I'm not really going to venture too far into the woods and out of the way. If something's nearby, I'll have a look at it, but I'm not going to deviate from the main road too much. Although this is not much of a main road here. This is a rather scrappy little track through these woods. No obvious signs of wildlife through there. We'll go back to a trot. Canter. And pass through this mill. This is one of the mills that I think we asked about work, actually. I will arm the bow, I think, because I think it's good to have it at the ready. This is a very tricky little path up here. In fact, I think we'll go back to a walk for this. There's a rabbit. He's right on the path almost, so I'll take the opportunity here. Let's just see. Is he going to come to a stop? I'm just going to wait for him to stop. Should I get the bow out now? aim a little high. It's a very tough shot, this. No, I can't make that. Gotta wait for him to come to a halt. And it appears, no, it does not appear that I've lost that arrow because it's right there. Where's he gone? Lost sight of him. There he is. He's now come to a halt, which is perfect. Just a lot easier. Okay, below and left. Below and right, sorry. There we are. Getting much better at using the bow. Got a meat and we got some pelts, which is excellent. I don't see any other rabbits. There's another one. Actually, there is another rabbit. Not a bad shot, but I missed nonetheless. Oh, that was very close. And he appears to now have halted. So we should better get him with this shot here. And we have reached a new level on the bow. Nettles. Sometimes the corpses roll off down the hill, which appears to be what's happened here because I don't see him. In fact, I think I've lost this corpse. The corpse appears to have disappeared. I'm not sure whether it's just rolled down the hill and it's come to a rest over here, but I don't see it. So we've lost that one, unfortunately. It's disappeared into the ground, the void. Never mind, that wasn't a total waste because we did get the bow skill upgrade, the bow level. So I'll take that. Just looking back to see if I can see it now that I'm up on the horse, but no. Disappearing rabbits. Let's keep this slow again in case there's more. There, right in front of me. Oh, wow, on the path too. Is he dead or alive? I think gosh, that wasn't moving at all, this one. Seemed like I've got another pelt. Excellent. Seemed like it was perhaps dead. Was there a nettle? Might as well collect that. Okay, so we've done 2 rabbits now, which is good. Good. On the way hunting. We'll have to turn here, I believe. Probably to the right. There's someone up here too. A dead body and a guy. Are you a bandit? If you are a bandit, you're being very weird about it. Right, he is a bandit. He's just pulled an axe out. I had to basically run into him with my horse before he reacted. Okay, let's get him on. Oh, there's another guy too. Okay.
Is that the... Ah! Ah!
So we're just outside of Ledechko by the looks of things. This is actually quite a good place to engage these bandits. I'm on a nice open ground. There's a bear. There's a rabbit over there too.
Ah!
He acted as though I'd shot him in the face then. Oops. There's actually an archer over here too. Is he hostile as well?
What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you?
Tired of life, no. Certainly interested in having a little play with you, old
Bring it
fella.
on!
He put his hand up on his face as well.
Come on!
I wonder if that's a failure of animation since the patch. They just... He's got a bow out. He's now dead. And I gained a strength. This is proving to be a very profitable ride this morning. Just got to keep an eye out for his mate in case he shows up. Right. He's got some apples. He's got a bow. He's got Granddad's old sword here. Sort by value now, and we'll take the valuable stuff. Okay, I don't think I'll take any more of this guy. Where's his bow? I'm going to grab the body, move the body away, because I want to pick up this bow. Okay, it's only a villager's ash bow, so nothing special, but we'll take it anyway. I won't waste my time chasing off after his mate. I think I just saved your bacon, fellow. There's some bandits in those woods. Right. Let's continue. Another level of horsemanship added to my collection. This ride is proving to be very profitable indeed. Both in terms of skills and in terms of loot. Hello chaps. What are you running for, mate? That looks like a miller's costume up there. Is that guy wearing a miller's outfit? Let's just check. Because I do know that my guys need work and private area. Apparently the mills are the place to employ them. Doesn't look like a mill though from here. Beets. Dandelion.
What's going on out there? What?
Put the bow away, otherwise
Show
you
yourself.
I will show myself. Hello. Oh, this is just a normal farm. Really hoping that guy was a miller, but it doesn't seem like he was. I think he was just a farmer. We need to head south. Yeah, this guy here, is he a miller? No, that's not a miller's outfit. I think the millers normally have a white hat as well.
That's fine. And started counting the coin right there and then.
Just like that? What I heard about him was a right.
Jump on pebbles. Oh, this guy. Is this a bow trainer? I think he is. Here comes some weather. Now we need to go east from the Ditchco, so I'll follow this path up here. Henry shouts now once you start galloping. I don't think he used to do that. Another citizen going about his business. We'll head up to Rattay. What I'll do is I'll cook this. I shall cook this meat that I've managed to collect back at the Rattay mill, which is where I first started. Oh, we can see Rattay up there now. Hey, it looks pretty good. I think they've fixed the LOD. That looks quite impressive.
God will reward you.
Really?
Please, sir.
Please, sir. What do you want? Some treats, mate?
I'm sick. Help me, please.
He's sick. I don't know if I can help you.
Please, sir. Help me.
What's happened to you?
I've walked all the way from Cuttenberg, but as you can see, I'm barefoot. My feet are frayed to the bone. Don't you have a strip of clean cloth for me, good sir?
I do have some
So I can
bandages.
swathe
You
my
could probably
feet
have one of
with
those.
Wait, I'll see what I've got.
Yep, let's give him 2 bandages. Confirmed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I seldom meet such a good Samaritan. God shall repay you.
Anytime. Take care now.
Okay, we just helped that guy. So he's now got shoes. Well, he's got bandage straps for his feet. He's just outside Rattay though, so he doesn't have terribly far. Oh, a nice lightning strike over there. Forked lightning. He doesn't have terribly far to go. And here I am, back at the mill. And here's a fire. I think I'm going to use this to cook the meat that I've got. Cook item. And then I will cook those. Good. Should have cooked hare meat now. I do. It's all cooked. Success. Which means I can sell that meat to anybody and I won't pay a penalty for it being stolen. I want to get into the mill, but I think I have to cross this other piece of water and go in the front. Yes. There's Teresa. I've got a quest still to do with her, so let's see if she is keen to do this go for a walk quest.
What now? Shall we take a walk?
You don't give up, do you? Well, let me think. Probably not in the rain. We could both catch a fever. Pick me up when it turns nice again and we'll go for a stroll.
So I can't walk with her in the rain. I can't walk with her at night.
Jester.
I'd like to know...
Do you have any work?
How are the Skalitz folk getting on?
They're alive. That's the main thing. They have shelter, but they're just scraping by. The Tay citizens aren't happy the town is full of beggars who don't look like leaving anytime soon.
That's all.
Okay. Not getting any much work or assistance from her. I think the levels were quite quiet there. Let's just check the sound
Pater
control.
noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, veniat regnum tuum.
Not sure if that's since the patch, but it did seem like the dialogue's a lot quieter. I'm going to head up to Rattay for 2 purposes. Purpose 1, sell some of the stuff that I've just picked up. Purpose 2, chat with Bernard and try and get a little bit of swordsmanship training. I'm rather poor with the sword. And then once we've got a bit of swordsmanship, we will head north, all the way back up to the top of the map again, and we'll try to pick up the main quest. The main quest line, which we have neglected a little bit. Swordsmith, hello. I'd like to sell...
Good day to you.
I'd like to trade the sword that I got, Granddad's old one. We'll go to the trader, I think, and dump everything else up there, because it's basically just a mix of stuff that I've got here. Raining pretty heavily.
God be with you.
And also with you. Let's trade. Right, we're going to sell that ash bow that I picked up. It was a bit junky. And we've got these, we've got that. I'm actually... No. Did I sell something I didn't want to sell then? I did. I'm going to keep that skull cap. I just want to sell one. Better. And we will also sell these vambraces. I think that's all. He will buy cooked meat. He's got 180, so we can probably... No, we want to just bring that one back a little bit. 180. Close enough. He doesn't have quite
Let's have
enough
a word
there.
about the price.
Well,
I'm
Here.
going to accept his...
well now.
I'm going to accept the price he was offering because I can't be bothered haggling over 4 groschen. Then I've still got this meat, which actually, isn't there a butcher? Isn't there a butcher? There is a butcher down here. I must say the frame rates have taken an absolute nosedive since the patch. Let's trade. I'd like to sell cooked hare meat, if you please. Got 200. I'll sell it for 70 something. That should be about right. Nice. Well, actually, it could be better. My weight is quite high still. 2 pelts in here, which I could probably need to sell, although they are stolen. They weigh 1 each. The rest of the stuff, yeah, I've got a lot of nettles. I'll run down here to the apotheke and we'll get rid of these nettles. Hopefully they're open. They tend to open a bit later, I think, than the other guys.
How are you, Henry?
I'm well.
God, you look terrible.
Yeah. I didn't really get attacked. I've just been out and about. Get rid of those 2 apples. I'll get rid of dandelions. I shall get rid of... nettles. Wormwood would stay. That. I've got 29 belladonna. I can actually sell some of it. I do know where they are now, so I don't have to worry about the preciousness of it all. That'll do. We'll get ourselves a wash too at some point. This looks like a good place for a wash. Jump on the horse. Wow, that was one hell of a lightning strike. And make our way up to old Bernard, Captain Bernard. If in fact he is up here. Frame rates have really taken a dive. It's quite framey, I must say, quite sort of stuttery. He's normally way up here. I hope he still hangs around in these parts. There he is. Old Bernardo. Been a while, fella. It's been a while. I need to train though. Need to train that sword. Training. Hand over the trophies.
I have some trophies.
Ah, these are my...
Quite a collection.
Aye, boy, you're God's own avenging angel.
70 groschen. Train combat with a
I'd
practice
like to
weapon.
train a bit, just lightly, with practice weapons.
Right. Let's get to it. What weapon would you like to try? We've got a bastard sword, a short sword. We can fight with poles. Whatever you fancy.
I think a short sword would be fine.
I'd like to train with a short sword, like a proper knight. Just on its own.
Right, lad. Grab your
Okay, so
piece.
there's a really
Get
complex
stuck in.
set of... now, I'm forgetting how to do this. Left and right, right.
Don't
Right,
beat you.
right. All right. Push. I'm quite poor at this. Block and forward, forward, stab, stab. Okay, I got my new perk level, which is what I'm here for.
You'll get what for.
Okay, block, strike. Oh, he got me. Bottom right strike. Right strike, block, left. Ouch. Ho ho ho. Ooh, that was a hit. Thanks.
You gonna cry?
Ooh. Nice move, buddy. Okay, let's block him.
What's up? Shit yourself?
Oh. Whew. Okay. I wonder how long I can go before I get my next level up. Keep moving.
Lost your wind. Fuck it.
Alright, I think it's time to call it quits on this one. I've trained a little bit here, but the level doesn't seem to be going up. I'll try a quick stab. Another one. Okay, that'll do.
I yield. Enough!
Good. So we trained up one level of swordsmanship. It doesn't appear to have done terribly much. I'm just going to check my skill because I know it's probably quite poor. Combat skills. Sword is only level 3 and I don't have any of these, which is a blunt strike, which is a stab slash, which is a blunt strike. Or we've got this, which is only for long swords. So I think I'll do that one. It gives me 1. And have I got any more, particularly on bow? No, I do not. None of these skills, and we do have an agility. I think I'll do that one because I can't learn it. What's this one? Featherweight. Falling will cause less injury. Vitality. Sprinter. Can run faster but tire faster. Don't need that because I've got... Actually, I might do that because if I'm going to start doing a bit of sword fighting, I need to be able to sprint away. And I'll take that one too. So, there we go. Just assigning some perks. That will see us through. Now, we're going to head to the north. I want to go...
I'll be with you, Henry.
Thank you, sir. I want to go north because I want to discuss the main quest line. And this is going to be a long old ride. I guess I could do a fast travel. Sheep. Could do a fast travel. That would mean missing out on any hunting opportunities on the way or any bandits we might come across. So I think I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. That is, run on the horse. Wow, those lightning strikes are spectacular. There's the thunder. There's a lovely... oh, there's a deer. There's another deer. That's right. This is that area where... Okay, I've got one out in that field, I think.
Got bellyache, have you? That's nasty.
Got a bellyache, Henry. I might be sick. I think there is a deer over here. Yes, there is. It's one of those white deer. They are very skittish. I think it's one of the white deer. That was a terrible arrow. Okay, I need to go about there. Did I just get him? That is excellent news. A roe deer. Now I know what they're called. So skittish, these ones. First roe deer. So there are red deer and there are roe deer. That was my first roe deer. It took one arrow to bring him down. So they're not particularly strong, but they're just really, really skittish. Very hard to catch up to them, sneak up on them. Oh, what the heck? Battle. We've got Cumans attacking my countrymen. Alright, you bastards, how dare you? Oh, come on. It's so hard to hit when they're running like this. Got him in the leg. Got him in the face. inside my... Just charge off in this direction. Do the turn. I wonder if this is actually an opportunity here for me to... Oh, he disappeared. He just completely disappeared then. He's probably respawned back here. Has he? Right, what are these guys? Are they bandits? Or are they citizens? Okay, they just appear to be normal citizens. So, despite the patch...
What's going on there?
Okay, he's running off down the hill. That's really disappointing. But I can't see these guys, and they still haven't fixed this this bug with guys just appearing and then disappearing. So, Neuhof. We'll go through Neuhof and then we'll turn left. We'll go straight up here, straight up here, straight up there, and back to Užitz. Good old Užitz. Now the road to Užitz is actually the main one north out of Neuhof, which is this one here. So we're going past the old farm where this kind of part of the quest line kicked off. Looks like a camp of some description. Not obvious who owns it. This is a really main road, this. It's a very big, wide road.
I can't just drop everything and leave.
Oh, I'm at the edge of the map. I have gone the wrong way. So this must be the main road out. I don't know, Kuttenberg maybe? I don't know what's east of here. Just check where you need to go. Right, I took the lemon wrong way, didn't I? Right, let's gallop. Horse. We need to go north. Gallop across these fields. We do have some bare earth up here, but I think this is agriculture? No, it's a path. Right, back on the road network. Northwest. Oh, more road deer. There's one over there that doesn't appear to have been spooked. He has now. It's a long way off. That is a mile away. He's keeping his distance from me. Let's see. Something like that. Wasn't a bad shot actually. No, he's just maintaining his distance. Got some corpses hanging from the tree here. Accident. This does not look like an accident. This looks awfully deliberate. Going to see if I can And move her closer to this deer. There's a dude running up here. Multiple dudes running. With swords brandished. That guy was just coming at me then. I wonder why. Looks like I killed him. Is he a bandit? Yes, he is. I'll take the axe. Take Groschen, and I'll take the... Looks like he's got some mates up here too. Bandits. Useless. Why are you guys trying to stealth there?
Want to earn a bit of coin? There's nothing to it. That noise. Show what you're made of. Come on then, horse on.
He actually called me a horse something then. He's like, come on then, horseman. Okay, these bandits, there's 3 or 4 of them. He's got the axe raised well
All
high.
you got?
Okay, only 2 of them have decided to engage me. The other guy's being a bit of a coward back there. That looked like an arrow to the neck. Painful spot to be arrowed. He is also dead. Fatal. Fatal arrow to the neck. Very uncomfortable. I'll take his Groschen, and I'll take his club. So I don't think I need to be on the horse for this, because these guys don't seem that strong. But I need to be scared and running away. Two arrows, and he is also down. Oh, so he's a villager. Whoopsie. I killed a villager. I'm awfully sorry about that, old fellow. I really thought you were a bandit. Why did you not run off then? Here's that other one. Okay, I've killed my first innocent, and I feel terrible about it. Fortunately, there was no one around to see. I'm just going to have to carry the guilt of that for the rest of my life. Move that to the horse. Move that to the horse. It's not a very good feeling. Poor guy. He wasn't being really aggressive either, so I should have been able to work that out from his behaviour, but I just assumed that because he was hanging out with those other guys that he was part of their little...
What the hell was that?
He's the one I was attacking before. Actually, you know what? This is a chance for me to practice my swordsmanship. Oh, maybe not. He's just going to run, isn't he? And fire. He's long gone. Okay. So he was a bandit, that guy. I wonder if I should report my murderous behaviour to somebody. I feel like I need to do some kind of penance. Those shoes have had it. I can't repair them either. So we'll plug off towards the north again this way. Someone's broken down car. Another accident. There's a few of those about. So we're coming up to this old place again. We've been here before. I need to follow this road and then get across the river. Here's a bridge. Then we need to head north. Northeast might not be the best idea. That's pretty much the right heading. Still raining like mad. Interesting site. Tell me, what is so interesting about this site? There's a wooden stick. It's a rather pleasant pond. Not quite sure what to do with these interesting sites. I see Ujits. We're in town. First thing I want to do is get up towards the mill, not the mill, the tavern. And I want to cook this roe deer meat that I've... Oh, hello, here's a butcher. Now, if they've got an exposed fireplace, which they don't, I would have used it for cooking the meat there, but we'll have to go across town. Looks like there's a bit of a town meeting going on in there. We'll go across town and up to the pub where I'll cook this meat and then we'll try and flog it. I'm also going to sell the stolen / poached hides to the tavern employee, because they do tend to...
If you're up to no good, you...
do tend to buy them. Can I cook on this fire? Eat from pot. Cook item. Oh. Ah, horse has got my stuff. So back to horse. From the horse we'll take the roe deer meat, all of it, the hare pelt and the roe deer pelt. I'll keep those other two items with horse. Go in, I'll cook this meat. The meat can all be cooked, please. All 56. Then I'll sell these pelts to the alehouse maid. Doesn't seem that interested in trading with me for a second there. Let's trade. So you can buy, please. Ah, she won't buy them. I can only sell these to her. Fine. She's got 150. So let's try. I can add some more. And a few more. She will not buy the stolen hides. I'll go check out that town meeting. See what those people were doing down there, and then I'll try and sell some more meat to the butcher. So, and then we'll... Hold on, where do those people go? They were just here before. Maybe they were on the other side of this little bridge. Yes, here they are, all these little groovers. Right, what's going on in here then, folks? I'll just take some of your fine herbs. Sage. Well, well, well. A town meeting.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
The audio is very quiet on these voices.
By the keys of St. Peter. This is all I need. You'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry.
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz.
Auschwitz?
I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here.
Weird pronunciation.
What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
He called it Auschwitz
Really?
as well. It's like
They say he
Auschwitz.
had a limp.
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh.
Limpy
All
Lubosh.
that's left of him.
Looks like a pool of blood on the floor. Well, that's a bit gruesome.
Sakra.
Sakura.
Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
So there's the man with the limp, it seems. We will now ask around. Find out more about Limpy Lubosh. Right, so we're going to be in Auschwitz for a while, I think.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
Limpy
A
Lubosh.
war crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
Kith or kin?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
I wonder where he lived.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
Now, where's his home? That's what I want to know.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
And
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
he rubbed his arm when he said that. That was just a weird bit of acting. Fine. Ah, when?
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Okay, that's enough questions for you. Archery master. Will you train me?
Jesus Christ be praised.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you? Well, what do I care? Ask.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
I really don't know. As far as I know, he had no kin. I never saw him with anyone.
Okay, I think I'm going to get the same answers out of this guy.
That's all. Thank you.
As everybody else. Don't think there's anyone here that's got a villager. Head groom.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Of course, ask away.
Don't have to put up with that every time. Let's just see if he's got any more.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much. I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
So, these people all appear to have pretty much the same information available. I'm just going to check if any of them look specific. Vashik, villager, trader, Yosef.
What?
Okay, Yosef.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Tell me about it.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Don't need to say that every time, Henry.
But ask all you want.
I don't know nothing.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Okay, there we go.
That's all. Thank you.
That was critical. We are going to talk to the priest in the church. Church should be up on top of the town. Let's go up to the butcher ahead though, because I'll sell. Oh, watch out! People around these parts are much too sensitive, really. Here is the butcher. So we can sell our remaining...
That sounded like...
a customer. I'm trespassing. Why? I'm not trespassing. Trader. Come on, please. I want to trade. Why can't I trade? Butcher.
Jesus Christ be...
Sell cooked roe deer meat. My remaining 20. And that's a fine price. Thank you, sir.
What is it?
What is it? It is let me go. So we're off to the priest, and it's still raining. And I guess it's cloudy.
Are you blind, for Christ's sake?
Are you blind? I was facing the other direction and you just walked into the back of me. Don't like the attitude of some of these people. Let's put the hammer down here and get across the bridge. Back up the other side. Up to the kerk. There's people running desperately to get back to their stations. Can't have the peasants sitting around idle, can we? Here's the church. Why is that poor lady drowning the child in the river? Or is she baptizing it? I hope it's just being baptized and not being drowned. Is the priest? Where are you, priesty, priesty? The church seems relatively new. It's got no There he is. Doesn't appear to have any chairs in it. What is he doing? Has he got a sword out? What are you doing with a sword, Father Goodwin? That's a rather suspicious way to behave.
I see you know how to wield a sword, Father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. I practiced with a stick. A reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. Another pair of shoulders would ease my burden. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who will stoop to anything. Like all herbalists, for that matter.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited some Uzhets women to witchery.
He's pronouncing it correctly. Uzhets. So even in this town, there are different people are pronouncing the town name differently. I'm not going to go chasing after witches for this guy. I would like to know about Lubosh, though. So let's get down to brass tacks here.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of... Can I ask you a few questions?
Don't want to listen to that
It seems
speech
Sir
again
Hanush
from
is
Henry.
employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhoff was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
Okay, where's my advantage? The second one, I've got a 7. The first one, I've got a 6 plus 4. Does that mean I've got 10? What does that mean?
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murderer escaping punishment?
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhoff raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Right, so I have got to talk to him in the tavern in the evening. So it looks like we will be spending the day here in Auschwitz, or Auschwitz, as some of these idiots like to pronounce it. Which for me sounds suspiciously like Auschwitz. So we'll spend some time gathering herbs and whatnot. That looks like comfrey. Is it? Non-harvestable. I hear shouting. Okay, we've got a horse somewhere, and I think what we'll do is we'll ride out of town just a little bit. Do some hunting. I wonder if there's still bandits off to the east. Or rather, Cumans off to the east. By the... Or do they not respawn? Because there were those that Cuman camp off to the east. When I first came to Ujits, we headed off in that direction. We bumped into those guys up there on the hillside, so let's go and have a look and see if any more have arrived, or whether that camp is just clear now. It's quite a nice opportunity, I think, to use the time available here. To go and have a look. What's this dude? Is he a bandit? No, he's just a guy. Just a guy on the road. They were in here. Their camp was up here. In this wood, I believe. There's a path that goes left, yes. So there was a camp in here on the left. There was some belladonna on the right, and there was a camp in here. That is interesting. The camp appears to be gone. That is interesting. Do they up, stick, and leave? No? There it is. So there's definitely no one here. There is a rabbit though. There's no one here, and there's a chest, which I don't think I can lockpick because I don't have any lockpicks. Nothing in there. What do you know, Pebbles? The Cumans are gone. There were rabbits in here last time I came through this area. We did manage to do some relatively successful hunting through here. Tons of nettles. Might as well keep our eyes open. Trot around here until it gets dark, and then we head back up to the town. It's a very nice afternoon for a ride. We're looking for bandit camps or Cuman soldiers getting stuck behind bushes, rabbits, deer, wild pigs. I haven't shot a wild pig yet, actually. So I should probably take the opportunity if there is one. Now there's a path over here. Through the woods. Let's take a look at the map. Another lake over here, so I might just follow this path down to the right. This appears to be a bit of a... Oh, hello. Bunny rabbit. in the long grass. It's going to be hard. Stopped, and I don't have my bow out. I can still see him. It's over here. Just going to angle back towards him if I can. He appears to have disappeared into the grass. There's a guy over there. What's he up to? Oi. What business are you about?
Are you serious?
Yes. Are you serious? There's a rabbit there. And it's not moving. Oh, one either side. Vitality. Take all that. We'll try and get these arrows back. Mint. I'll collect the mint. I'll have the mint. Piercing arrow and another piercing arrow. Plus a mushroom. I wonder if any of these mushrooms are hallucinogenic. Probably should check the time. It is just before 7 now, which makes me think we should probably head back to town, because it's going to be getting dark. And oh, look, a rabbit. Well, suddenly we are finding more rabbits than we know what to do with. That's probably about right there. There. Blimmin' heck. You. Rabbit. Oh god. I'm back to my old ways. I did get good at that for a while. Let's loot this one as well and try and locate some of these arrows that I misfired off into the woods. Yeah, here they are. A stack of them. Gosh, they actually landed in quite a close group. I was just firing either side of that bunny. Yeah. Come on, Henry. Shrine. Some interesting copse of trees right here on this high ground. Ah, there is a thing. Don't know what that is though. Somebody's water jug. There's a little sleeping thing here, and it appears someone has tried to sort of create something here for themselves, but it hasn't really worked. And maybe some bandits were hanging out here, who knows? Northward. Got eyes on Ushits now. Inside the town limits, so time to put the bow away, otherwise we'll get yelled at by all and sundry. sun's dipping. Specular rays just edging their way down there as we drop below into the shadow of the hillside. Back up the other side. Here we approach the inn where we will hopefully soon find the priest. Ah, everybody's ordering drinks. Is the priest here? That's the question. These guys are here. He may be indoors. There he is.
What is it?
We're going to sit and have a chit-chat with old Father, what's his name here? Father Goodwin. Well, well, well. Fancy meeting you
I'm
here.
sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Skillets, actually.
I'm from Skallets.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
Dead.
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl.
He moves his head around a lot.
Even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels.
Why are you staring at the ground, Henry? Look up.
They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
You think I'm too young for the job, Father?
I do, to tell the truth.
Well, I can only apologise for my lack of grey hair and gout.
Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Neuhof? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
Indeed.
I told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home.
It doesn't sound like it either.
I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
Yeah?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
So we have a Hussian
Jan Hus' character is quite a rebel.
pre-Protestant Reformation style.
I don't doubt it.
Criticism of the church from
Let's
within.
drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasal Monastery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Oh, they can. Let's just have a
What
couple
do you
more
think
on
of
this
this
subject of
Jan
Jan Hus.
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Let's try and move the conversation forward a
I've
little.
been morally uplifted enough. It's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
I'd say that's a good plan.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padł desnej smutek, do dnie i rano utek, niech już małżeński majstrat, do wczera żylne staje prak. Už sejmoj svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě i kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požadem si huby jako poslední jen. Půjde se mámy, panorama slávy a pak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy
Oh, Henry, come on, mate.
Enough of this!
Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Oh dear. Looks like drinking session's done.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Oh, okay, this could be fun.
Come on,
good
then,
one.
bailiff.
Ow!
You get your business out.
Alright. We just punched the crap out of the bailiff. Climb the bell tower. Oh god. Where is the bell
I'd
tower?
love to. And Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry. Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
Climb the bell tower. Ah, I am on some steps, I think, here.
What are you doing?
Okay, that appears to be going up.
Be a bit more careful. Godwin, you're a buffoon.
Oops. Okay. How do I get up this bell tower? Is that a ladder? I can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, I think. Goodness, it's pitch black and I cannot make out where the entrance to that bell tower is. Maybe I have to go... No, not that way. I can kind of see what I'm doing here, but it's very difficult. Okay. It's getting harder and harder to see. This is... Okay. This is actually the single best kind of rendering of being pissed that I've ever seen in a game. Okay. I have no idea how I'm going to climb this bell tower. I'm hoping that we just black out sooner or later. And... yeah, okay. I'm inside the bell tower. I'm inside the steps, I think. Okay, there's a staircase. Yes. There's a few stairs here. Back outside. Sort of some stairs, but it's very difficult to see anything here. Okay, I think I'm on some stairs. Oop. Oh dear. It's impossible. Impossible. Right, now, in here. Ah, look, we made it. Wow.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Gee.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Right. Well, that was awfully suggestive.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here.
So this is the adult section of the game, by the looks of it.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Joyous medieval flutes in the background. Well done, Henry. And it's morning. We're still pretty pissed by the looks of it. Everything's very blurry.
What the hell? Be a bit more careful.
He's making bleating sounds.
Well,
there's a pretty view.
I have to say that was a fine evening.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell.
Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you?
Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on my head. My guts. My poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something.
What, it's Sunday morning?
What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it?
Oh. Mass! Oh, shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose as Sir Ratzig's protege, you just came from studying in Prague, and you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it if you stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Deal. So now I'm off to preach. And I've got a perk point.
Well, all right. But I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
Look where you're going.
Okay, so we're going to have to go give a sermon in the church, which can wait, I think. We're going to have to follow Old Goodwin, and that will happen in the next episode.
We have to start Mass. It's already late.
Yeah, okay.